Welcome back. We're at the Buddh International Circuit, which is playing host to the CNBC-TV18 Overdrive jury round. Now, every car and bike launched this year has been assembled here for our jury to test and evaluate. We showed you 6 of our contenders so far. Here's a look at the rest.
The VERNAs had a tremendous impact both on the Indian market as well as an impact on Hyundai and their fortunes in India again. Car itself looks fantastic. It looks really interesting. I think the interior is a little busy. There's a lot of things going on around on that dashboard. And it's a little bit of a Korean, this new fluidic design thing that's carried on inside. It's a little too gaudy for me, but I think it's a nice interior otherwise.
Well, the engine is again a good, strong. I think the strongest point of the Hyundai VERNA. It's really fuel efficient. At the same time, it's churning out a lot of horsepower. The gearbox is a little chunky, but I'm sure people won't have issues in town.
The COTY engine is really good, really powerful, very nippy, and the interiors are very nice. You get a lot of features in them. But I guess they need to build a more solid car. It feels a bit too light to be driving a long distance car. But
Ford did extremely well with the Figo, but then I think they got a bit carried away with the Fiesta, especially on its pricing. As far as styling, from the front it looks very distinctive, but from the rear it looks like the boot has just been slapped on, and that's not the way people are doing things these days. From the inside, the space is a bit cramped. The console, the dashboard, it is again distinctive, but there's too much that forest of buttons. I think is becoming a bit too dated right now.
Yeah, I love the Fiesta. It's been a great handler previously, and again they've done a brilliant job of making a very stiff chassis, and it doesn't have much flex. It does have a little bit of body roll, but I think it's the suspension makes up for it, and it's a really nice setup to drive.
The 1.5 litre engines, they don't really do the chassis justice. You can't really push the Fiesta to its limits because it feels a slight bit underpowered. A little more power would have really stretched the limits of the chassis and made it the enthusiast car in the segment.
The Fluence still has to make its market share. I mean, we'll have to really give the Indian people something really solid, reliable, and after-sales service and everything. As far as the car itself is concerned, it's a pretty good car. I mean, it feels good, pretty refined. It's got plenty of space inside.
I drove the Renault Fluence and my first impression was soft, and I don't think that's necessarily a negative, because if you were going to be sitting in the back seat and be chauffeur driven around, I think the Fluence works as a package. I think the petrol interiors look vastly superior to the diesel, which looks a little stripped out because, well, it is stripped out. But overall, the impression of the Fluence is that it's a soft, gentle, luxurious car. It's a comfortable car to drive, where you'd rather be driven than driving. The new Jetta definitely looks better than the old Jetta. Okay, you could accuse it of being very similar to the Vento in design, and I know a lot of people who mistook the Jetta for a Vento and vice versa. But overall, I think it's a solid package. It works really well in India, and all the little bits, features, the attention to detail, the quality levels that you expect from Volkswagens are absolutely there. It's a very, very nice car to drive.
Brilliant car, brilliant package. A tank, as I would say. Good gearbox, brilliant engine. Perfect suspension, not soft, not stiff, good for loading it up and going on long distances, good comfort interiors. I think it's priced a little bit on the higher side, but apart from that, it's a great package. People who know the brand will definitely go in for it.
The Passat is not that much of a radical change from the earlier Passat, but otherwise in terms of the styling, in terms of the interior package, in terms of the engine, the transmission, the ride and handling, it's actually spot on. The exterior styling, it's a bit conservative. That's in keeping with VW's whole styling direction. But otherwise, the interiors, very well designed, quality is excellent, space is excellent, comfort levels are excellent. In fact, at that price you get stuff which you don't get in cars which are almost twice as much.
Impressive, sturdy, handles really well actually. Pushed it and felt really good through the corners, and the ride was nice as well.
The Passat is nice, but not like wow.
It is a bit expensive. It should have been cheaper, particularly since it's a Volkswagen, and at that price you get other German premium brands.
I think the Audi A6 is very much the best in class. I think the new Audi design language, this very simple looking design but a very striking design, is nice. You could accuse it of being similar to the A8 to look at, but I think that's happening to a lot of manufacturers. You can't really criticize Audi alone for it. Interiors are fantastic, and as a package around the racetrack, on the road, it just works so well. It suddenly makes BMW's 5 Series, which is supposed to be like the driver's car, look a little soft and, you know, more luxury oriented and rear seat oriented than the Audi. It's amazing.
Fabulous car. It's something that is so nice to drive, so responsive. I think Audi have done a fabulous job. Wonderful brakes, very confident on the brakes, very nice on the gearbox as well. And it handles, you know, you can actually toss it around without worrying about it, you know. You can actually toss it around, and it's, I think all the way, you know, that car really works for me.
As you can see, these boys can go on all night, but unfortunately we do have to end the show here. But we promise to be back next week from the Buddh International Formula One Circuit as we bring you the contenders for the SUV of the year and the bike of the year. Till then, from the entire CNBC TV18 Overdrive team, many thanks for watching.
Next week, the bikers go ballistic at the BIC. And we showcase the hot contenders for SUV of the year.